We have to say goodbye to a local hero. A Children's Mercy Town Hall, a Metro Mall, is reopening. Dr. Fauci testifies, and the first major sport could be back in action in just a few weeks. Joe Chiodo from KCTV5 News this morning is working from home and joining us with a look at what is making news today. Joe, good morning. Unfortunately, once again, our community finds itself in a situation like this where we have to say goodbye to another one of our local heroes today.
Yeah, good morning, Bill. Good morning to all of you at home. Before we get to other news of the day, we also want to start with this, of course, what you just mentioned, Bill, getting ready to say goodbye to a local hero. This has been such tough news that we've now been covering for the past week. Officer Mike Moser was killed in the line of duty last Sunday. His funeral service will be held inside the Overland Park Convention Center this morning. There's capacity of 4,000, but only 400 seats are set up. Of course, that is due to social distancing. The in-person service is for family and friends. The public, though, is invited to view the procession to the Johnson County Memorial Gardens. We know a lot of people would like to pay their respects. Moser's father says that he is so proud of his son's legacy.
He was such a caring and loving person, and always happy, always serving others and going out of his way to do that above and beyond, and being a mentor to the people that were just coming out into the missionary service. And that's the same way he was as a police officer. As a training officer, he always was trying to hone his craft, trying to be the best he could be.
And Bill, we know a lot of people also would like to take part in this, even if they can't leave their homes. So we are going to be streaming the funeral on KSMO at 10 o'clock this morning, just 50 minutes away. We will also have it streaming on our website and social media. So that's a great way to check it out. Of course, our thoughts are with his family, especially his family, but also the Overland Park Police Department and the whole community.
Of course, it's a tragedy that definitely will ripple throughout the community for the days, weeks, and months to come. Now, in just about 20 minutes, there is a unique opportunity for parents to ask questions about the ongoing pandemic in relation to their children. I think this is really important for parents to be involved with. What can they expect to learn?
And it's such a good resource because I feel like, I don't even have kids yet, but I have so many questions just for myself. I could only imagine the questions I would have if I had, kids running around. And some of these questions that are going to be answered from Children's Mercy during this virtual town hall will include, is it safe for your child to go to summer camp? We know that is on the minds of so many parents. Are play dates okay for kids? The virtual town hall allows these questions to get asked without parents really having to do research online or even leave their home, which is so helpful for so many parents because they're busy at home with their kids. You'll hear from doctors and researchers to give you these answers. And we also did a little preview of this. So we talked to them specifically about summer sports. Here's what they said.
We need to be able to separate the kids out. They shouldn't be squinched together on the bench in the dugout, right? We need to be able to ensure that each kid is only using their own water bottle and not sharing.
All right, so this starts at 9:30. There's a link to join in on kctv5.com. Bill, how are your kids doing? Have they gone stir crazy yet from staying inside the house?
They've been doing okay, but I think it's unique about the summer baseball leagues. My son just got a note from his coach about, the league had sent something about the fields opening up for practice starting in June and what the new the rules are going to be with an effect for where umpires will be and who will provide the baseballs and who will touch everything. So, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how everything comes together here when they actually do start playing. Coming up next, though, things still start to reopen here. And today, Oak Park Mall is going to be reopening.
Yes, the mall is reopening, but not really to go shopping, just if you want to eat. So there's that. As we told you yesterday, the restaurants inside that will actually be open for business, but none of the stores will. So it could at least be a reason for you to get out of the house if maybe your favorite restaurant is located inside the mall. The new hours will be 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 6 on Sunday. Groups of more than 10 are not allowed, so that's a no-go. And public gathering places inside the mall will also be closed.
All right, so if you want that piece of Sbarro pizza, there you go. In front of Congress yesterday,
it does sound good.
Dr. Anthony Fauci did make it very clear there's going to be serious consequences if we open up states too soon. What else did we hear from Dr. Fauci yesterday?
Yeah, now you got me thinking about mall food courts. I'm thinking about like the Chinese chicken samples they would give out. I'd do like multiple laps around the food court. Anyways, back to the news that we're talking about. So of course, Dr. Fauci is saying that while we're talking about Oak Park Mall reopening, he's saying, well, wait, don't do that too quickly. He says that really, of course, the virus isn't going anywhere. It's still around us. So you need to be cognizant. Even as these businesses open up, you still might not want to go out as much as you normally would have 3 months ago. More concerning than that, he's also saying that next year, the school year, again, will not be as normal as you're used to. Now, that will vary depending on where you live and depending what decision your school makes. But specifically, we're talking about colleges here. He says there will likely not be a vaccine out by the time students would have to go back, and that will create an impact.
The idea of having treatments available or a vaccine to facilitate the reentry of students into the fall term would be something that would be a bit of a bridge too far.
Okay, we've also heard from at least one university, University of California, saying that it is likely not going to open back up their campus in the fall for in-person classes. More than 250,000 students attend school there, so a big disappointment for so many kids. College is kind of one of those like once-in-a-lifetime experiences for those who choose to go, and you really are stealing a lot whenever you miss a whole semester or a whole year. So that's tough news, but of course, a lot of medical experts are saying that, yeah, it needs to be done.
And then finally, real quick on this one, Joe, because we're just about out of time. MLS, Major League Soccer, could be back to action. Some of the first pro sports back to action since this whole thing began. What are we learning from them?
That's right. So Sporting KC, we could see them taking the field soon. According to reports that we can tell you this morning, that does include Sporting KC. And the league is proposing that all 26 teams begin training in Orlando, Florida. That would happen by June 1st. The idea, of course, is to then prepare to actually play competitive closed-door matches, mainly at the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex. That would be expected to start around June 22nd. We'll get you back to the studio, Bill.
Thank you very much, Joe. We appreciate your time this morning. We'll talk to you again here very soon.